So it looked like none other than Emanuel Acho every week, man. He's on a tear now with this internet war. He goes at Rachel Nichols, bro, over her take with Luka Dončić being MVP or not being eligible to be the MVP, something playing both sides of the ball. I'm going to play some of the clips, but we got to talk about Acho moving up the food chain in this media game, bro. Like, I know a lot of y'all might not like Acho. I like Acho because Acho keep the system shaking. He's like, to me, I believe Emmanuel Acho is going to be the next Stephen A. Smith. Just mark my words. He's going to be big. I don't know if he's going to go to ESPN if they offer him a job, because I feel like they might have probably already possibly offered him a job and he maybe turned it down. Now, I'm not saying that he did or didn't, but it's a reason why he's not on TV anymore. But that's a whole nother argument. But one thing I can tell you guys is if Emmanuel Acho go the Shannon Sharp route and do his own thing like a Club Shay Shay, start interviewing people and start getting these viral moments, getting into these heated debates, I feel like Emmanuel Acho has a very high chance of being the next big talking wig in not just sports media, but entertainment as a whole. I feel like he could be the next Shannon Sharp. He's that damn good, bro. Now, on his show, Speak Easy, like I stated, they spoke about Rachel Nichols. Now, like I said in the beginning, Emmanuel Acho has been going to war with everybody. And let's listen.
The show, by the way, shout out Rachel. Because you have to play both sides of the ball for 8 months. I'll let you guys listen to what she had to say.
Austin Reeves, that we, the voters, are overlooking Luka Dončić.
Is he the top contender for MVP right now? No, he is not. Is the reason because you do have to play both sides of the ball for all 8 months of the season? Yes,
it
is. This comment,
that was a powerful statement from her, bro. It really, really, really was.
And this entire situation had a lot of Lakers fans online pulling up some recent takes of her and other MVP prospects who, maybe weren't the best on the defensive side of the ball. This is what she had to say about James Harden in 2018.
I'm sorry. I do think that's the only way. There's really nothing any of these other guys can do to steal it away from him. And frankly, it's been the case for a couple months now. There's all the basic numbers we always lean on, right? Harden leads the league in scoring. He's top 3 in assists. He's got more three-pointers than anyone. He's still, okay, never going to win Defensive Player of the Year. But he's at least active enough now on that side of the ball. It's not going to derail him. And then, of course, he's...
That's what she had to say about James Harden. Also, this was her 4 months ago in the month of December talking about Luka.
Literally complete years, yes. And every other year and in most years, no. But in a world where Victor Wembanyama is dominating on the defensive side of the floor, in a world where Victor Wembanyama is quite literally completely transfiguring the way in which the opponent is playing offense, then defense has to matter. Every MVP year is different. So to take a Rachel Nichols clip from 2018 and try to add the 2018 context into a 2026 season, I think is unfair, or at minimum, it's irrelevant. When you have Victor Wembanyama averaging 25, 12, 4, and 4, now if you want to outdo him for MVP, you better add some competency defensively. In a world where we know Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a 33 points per game caliber of player, and he's not a liability on defense, then you have to add some defensive competency. I understand the argument. Now, is Luka so proficient on offense that you could suggest it doesn't matter? Sure. But we're humans. We have memories. We know when push comes to shove and Luka gets tested, we know his defense ultimately is a liability. We know come playoff time, which should not impact regular season voting, we know come playoff time, Luka's lack of defense has become a liability where SGA's has never. And obviously we've yet to see Victor Wembanyama. So because of this specificity of this current season that we're in and the competitors that Luka's going up against and the fact that they're not defensive liabilities or their defensive strengths in Victor Wembanyama, I do understand her saying defense has to matter for all 8 months of the season. I understand it this year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough right there. I love Rachel. That's tough. So I'm going to say this. You can change your mind a lot, though. I've witnessed that.
Yep.
Like, there's one game where you might have a guy like Acho. He might love Luka for the next, 9 games, right? MVP. The next other 9 games, he's like, I don't like it. That's normal.
Yeah.
We call it updating our information. So I don't mind what she said. I truly think that defense doesn't matter for real because everybody that wins the MVP, they all talk about the offense. They talk about the offense. Was he scoring, assists, maybe some rebounds, and then how good is his team doing? Right?
Yeah.
The last couple of MVPs is all we talked about.
Yep.
There's never been a conversation we talked about Luka on defense ever. Like I've never heard nothing about defense with him on a good thing. So I would say this, I think it's all about the offense. When we argue players now, nobody even brings up defense. Wemby had to have a whole press conference to say, yo, defense matters.
Yeah.
And these are the reasons why. So I guess I agree with her on some point because you can change your mind with new information. But overall, like, offense only matters.
Let me challenge that take. I think the reason offense only matters is because we have been numbed to the fact that all of our best players are primarily offensive players and their defensive liabilities, right? After Giannis won his MVP or two, Nikola Jokic began winning his MVPs. And then Joel Embiid, who was primarily focusing on offense at the time, obviously Joel Embiid at the height of his career was a defensive player, but Joel Embiid was primarily focusing on offense at the time. He was a scoring champion, if I'm not mistaken. And then you go from Embiid to Jokic again. And then Luka Dončić, every single star in the game, starting with Steph Curry back in 2015, 2016, became an offensive juggernaut. But let's not forget, from 2000, I'm talking since the turn of the century, from 2001 to about 2015, 2016, being a two-way player mattered more often than it didn't. LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett. Like, it mattered more often than it didn't. Yes, there's a Steve Nash. Of course, there's a Dirk Nowitzki. I'm a Mavericks fan, so I know them both. I have the Nasty Nash wristband and the Dirty Dirk wristband that they gave away at Mavericks games before it was American Airlines Center or Arena, whatever the case may be. But I think Rachel Nichols is trying to course correct because defense has historically mattered.
I mean, 2001, Allen Iverson was in there. I don't know, he's locking guys up. It's my favorite player. I'll just say this, though. Right now, today, when we talk about the face of the NBA, it ain't because your defense, right? Mm-hmm. Who care about defense? Name me a sport that care about defense. The NFL, I don't care about no defense. All your best players in basketball that people care about, they got the jerseys on, is wearing and watching, ain't defense. Baseball? Do I care how well you can dive and get a foul ball? No. Can you hit home runs? Right? Unless you're a pitcher. So what I'm saying is, like, the game is just moved in general because it's a money play. All the money play is on offense.
Yeah.
That's why now you get these, back in the day you had these games where they were, not playing, they're not scoring 100 points every game. Now it's like, that's a regular.
Yeah.
That's why you got these threes and all these petty fouls. It's to get this scoring on offense, not for defense, Acho.
We had to do that, is what I'm suggesting. Shady is like, the reason that happened, everything you're saying is fairly accurate. But the reason it happened is because Steph Curry was so tantalizing. That's why he won a unanimous MVP, and he wasn't a defensive player. But that's not the way it really should be. In a world, it should be the Kobe Bryants, the LeBron James,
the Michael
Jordans, like the Hakeem Olajuwons. That's how it should be. But because of the Europeans, I would suggest, especially the Eastern Europeans, the Nikola Jokic's and the Luka Dončić's, they're really the ones that started this lack of defensive true epidemic. Like, Kevin Durant was winning MVPs, and Kevin Durant actually became a valiant two-way player. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he was a two-way player. Like, it was really these Eastern Europeans that are so good on offense that we did overlook their defense. So, Kieran, I know you got a lot to say on it, though. Cook, G.
I would love to jump in here. So look, my problem is not that Wemby or SGA or any less.
So that was Speak Easy, latest episode speaking about the Lakers, man. I want to know y'all thoughts about what they had to say about Rachel Nichols. Down in the comment section, man. Be sure to like the video, hype the video, and definitely give us a subscribe. Till next time, man. Peace out.